Gillian, thank you very much. Now, joining us to discuss royal wedding planning and events, wedding planner Lucinda George joining us. Lucinda, good morning and welcome. And we were just reflecting earlier, perhaps everyone will want now a cartwheeling lay verger for their wedding. Perhaps it's the thing to have.
Absolutely. Not just that, but a full orchestra at their wedding as well. I think that's a big trend that I've already been asked about.
Oh, really?
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
It's going to be a bit pricey, isn't it?
I don't know. In some ways, I think if the budget can allow it, then it's absolutely perfect. And also, it needs to be the right venue. I don't think you could have it in a small village church.
No, little parish church,
absolutely.
Indeed, yeah. Well, the other thing, of course, Westminster Abbey, slightly bigger than most venues.
Definitely.
We had these trees as well, because Kate wanted to get married in a forest.
Yes.
I mean, are we going to see people then wanting huge sort of architectural plants dotted around the pews and the aisles?
I'm hoping so. I thought they were fabulous. They brought the outdoors indoors. They're also sustainable. They're going to be replanted. I thought it was great. It really created the real fairy tale wedding.
And I guess the other thing, looking at this, everyone now will want a lace dress. This will be, you know, the sort of fashion icon now, this generation.
Absolutely. It was a timeless dress. It saw the transition from Kate becoming a princess, and that was fantastic. It was something that will go down generations. And this was a dress that doesn't just stand in this era. This is a dress that harked back to eras gone by and will see the test of time.
I mean, a lot of people have said it's a sort of Grace Kelly or Princess Grace as she became of Monaco.
Yes.
That's from 1950s Hollywood style.
1956, absolutely. And I think that will carry through. And already we'll see interpretations of that straight in the shops, and designers are all very busy at the moment. But it will be very interesting to see. I think the strapless gown will see a slight departure this year, and we'll see that trend definitely developing.
Now, what about the timing as well? An 11 o'clock wedding, and then, well, there's the orchestra in full flow. Might this be another way forward, that instead, I think it's normally about 3 o'clock in the afternoon is traditional time, isn't it?
I think the time was definitely important for the royals, particularly as there were 2 receptions, and that often doesn't take place in a normal wedding. And I think there needed to be a morning ceremony for that reason.
Just to fit all the canapé and bubbly in, I suppose. Yeah.
Definitely, and also to give them a break, because they had a lovely break in the afternoon, which I think was really important, not only for the dress change, but so they could recharge their batteries. And I think that was quite important for the day. Otherwise, it was such a long proceedings, especially with the plans for the evening.
Some things don't change, and that's the hats.
No, there were some interesting hats as well, really interesting hats. So that was very good to see. I quite liked the fashion that we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought people of note were Samantha Cameron, who looked fantastic, her Burberry, although she's had a little bit of criticism over the fact she didn't wear a hat. I still thought she looked great.
Yeah, she had jewels in her hair, we told her.
Yes.
Now, wedding cake as well, that will never change.
No.
But we had 2 cakes yesterday. This is interesting, almost like a sort of bride and groom's cake, because this special McVitie's doesn't look that elegant, but I bet it tasted pretty good. A secret royal recipe. This was for William himself.
Yes, it was for William, and I think it was a real favourite with him and his squadron, so I think he brought that to be enjoyed by all. Absolutely, to keep the boys happy. But I do think on the subject of cakes, I do think we'll see a more traditional approach. I think, for example, cupcakes have been very, very in, but I think that
but you still need this set piece, wasn't it? I mean, that is some amazing icing. I mean, my grandfather was a master baker, and he did some terrific icing, but looking at that, that is just wonderful, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think the intricate trends will be back. I also think the use of lace within a cake will be very big, and that would be developing. Definitely.
Right, so lace making are the industries to get the shares in at the moment, because they'll be going berserk, won't they?
I hope so. It was great to see that, and I also loved the fact that the lace detailing, the method in which it was made, that was used in Princess Diana's. Exactly, and there was that carrying through. That was super to see.
Lucinda, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on Sunrise and your reflections. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.